We are live. Hey, Miss Sue. Welcome to Quickfire Friday.
Hey, yeah, Quick Fire Friday, early Quick Fire Friday. We're recording a little bit earlier today just because of our schedules. So hopefully we will have people join us. We sent out a early join this morning on Facebook. So for those who can't, it will be recorded, of course, and we'll get it posted as soon as possible. But welcome, everybody. So lots going on. I wanted to just talk about what's happening in the real estate market. Talking to a lot of agents, and it seems like our Myrtle Beach market is really hot. So a lot of sales happening, and of course the rental market is just crazy. Can't keep rentals. Talking to a number of property managers across the Grand Strand, they're all having the same issues. We need inventory. So it's a great time for people who are selling to investors and want to get on the investors' second home market. Get out there. It's a great time. Rentals are at all-time high, and the projection is that this will continue on at least the next 5 years. They are projecting because of the millennials, that age group. What exactly age group is the millennials again? From, do you know?
Golly.
Like 25 to 35 or something like that. I have to look it up. I always forget. But I know that that's the group that is, they're not purchasing homes right now. They are staying in the rental market. So that's what's keeping the rental market so hot right now, because those people are coming, they're graduating college. Now they need a rental. So it's great for property management, which is cool.
Yeah.
But,
well, I Googled millennials age range. See if I
there you
got
go.
an answer for you. Just a second. Millennial age. It didn't actually grab the thing I wanted. It's saying it's millennials whom we define as between age 18 and 34.
Oh, 18. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So 18 to 34, and that's the section of the population that they're saying are not purchasing homes right now, and that's the population for rentals. So
yep. I'm right on the cusp. I'm at the very end of the Gen X, and I'm at the very, very beginning of the boomers.
There you go. I'm a boomer.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom. There you go. Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I talked to a lot of real estate people during the classes, and of course clients and stuff like that. And Myrtle Beach definitely, from all the input I've gotten and the results that are coming from different marketing and activity that's been going on out there, it's definitely been an extremely hot market. Lots of listings, lots of buyers buying, finally, being comfortable, I guess, getting some money flowing to buy a second home and stuff like that. And I think a lot of that's occurring in all over the country, because we have a few clients here and there as well that are saying similar things. Probably not quite as hot as here, but
it's
real
a very
good.
Market nationwide is very good. The numbers came out that the sales were lower in June nationwide, but in Myrtle Beach we didn't see that. So it's a great market. And I think realtors are just having a great time, which is evident because the number of people coming into the real estate market in our board of realtors has increased since January. Every month we're graduating more and more. Just this past week or month we had 75. We have another probably 50 to 60 coming out. So people are seeing the market and getting back into it. So.
Yeah, it's great. Well, the thing I think that's happening too, markets like Myrtle Beach, get hit the hardest when the economy goes really bad, and so it probably suffered longer during the last hit. But when they come back in a big way, and so I guess we'll all ride the ride up for now. So.
It's real estate is cyclical, so
yeah.
what goes up must come down.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it will. But
yeah,
hey, I've seen it. I've been in real estate a long time, and I've just seen it, and it always comes back. But again, you'll have some lulls. But with that, we're going to talk a little bit today about real estate and having realtors do what's called a marketing niche. And do you want to bring up the PowerPoint, or do you want to share your screen?
Sure.
And just bring up, we have just some bullet points we want to hit on about what exactly is a marketing niche for those of you who don't haven't heard that term before. But what it is, it's taking an area, concentrating all your marketing efforts on a small but specific and well-defined segment of the population. So niches do not exist, but are created by identifying needs, wants, and requirements. So it's a great time to kind of analyze what's happening in Myrtle Beach. And like I said, a niche right now might be that second home investment properties, because the need right now is high for rentals. We need properties, and they're not out there. So it's a great time to start letting people know, look, this is the real estate market. The prices are still great for purchasing, and it'd be probably a great cash flow, positive cash flow for investors. So, so as a strategy, your niche marketing is aimed at being a big fish in a small pond instead of being a small fish in a big pond. And in our Myrtle Beach area, because we span over 60 miles of beach and then inland a little bit too. So there's some really great marketing niche opportunities, which we're going to get a little bit into. But in researching this, I found a website where agents can go on here, just enter their name and an email address, and download a free book. And it's called, the website, and you can see it there, I think, on the screen, is called The Niche Agent. And the website is nicheagent.com/ebook. And it's a great little book to get some ideas. So the next slide we're going to talk about is, how to come up with finding your niche. And, a lot of people go, well, I don't even know where to begin. Well, the easiest thing is to start with, what do you like? What is your favorite thing about living at the beach? Or is it your neighborhood? And start there. So you can start with, pick a neighborhood. Might be your own neighborhood, which is something I do recommend. That's the easiest way to start, because you probably know people. And go from there. You can start on a specific development, which we have a ton of those down in Myrtle Beach here. Properties like Grand Dunes, Prestwick, an area like Barefoot Landing, those are more specific, and you get into that. If you want to be a little bit more broad and just go into a geographic area and say, well, I market in the area of Little River or the Longs area, or I do Pawleys Island or oceanfront homes in Pawleys Island. The idea is to get as specific as you can so that you can target those people specifically. We have oceanfront, we have waterway, we have golf, we have gated communities, we have luxury homes. We also have resort and second homes, which you could be in, and also you get a designation for resort and second homes. So if you're going to go that route, that's a great way to start, is to start, well, that's what I want to focus on. So you can start with resort and second homes and go for that designation from NAR. That you'll get a lot of opportunity, a lot of great content from that designation and the backup there. So I don't know if you have anything to add for any ideas that I already blew out there, but those are the top that I came up with. I mean, you can get more specific than that if you want to. But I know that, I do see not a whole lot of this going on down here. Maybe people do it, but I don't see a lot of marketing around that, which is what we're going to touch on next. But agents really should pick an area instead of trying to do it all. I think that's the biggest problem agents have, is we do have such a vast area. You really should just pick a specific area, especially if you're new in the business. Don't try to do it all right now, because there's just so much to learn. So.
Yeah, I would agree. I think all of these are potential categories. I think the key here probably is that, even with all the ones you've listed here, and I can give a couple more ideas as well, you can't pick all of these either. You've got to kind of narrow in on, one specific thing that you want to get known for, and not to fear that it precludes you from people who want something else. I've never seen a realtor who focuses on one niche that all of a sudden somebody who has an interest in something else but still found them,
right,
all of a sudden goes, well, I don't want to work with you because you said you only work in Pawleys Island or something like that. It's I think being focused is better for so many reasons. One, it's much easier to put together your marketing and your branding, because you're not trying to be everything to everybody. It's not very appealing when you say, I'm a real estate agent here in Myrtle Beach. Well, so are I think we're at what, 3,200 of them right now. It's not much of a distinction. It doesn't say much about you. It certainly doesn't separate you from the pack. So a couple of other ideas. I mean, I love the ones you shared. I think they're all great. And you can also do it by, sort of, I don't know if type of person is the right wording for this, but 50 plus or 55 plus, you can do it by single moms. I've seen some really unique stuff being done by like, for example, I can't think of the name right now, but there was a single mother who was a real estate agent, and because of her situation, becoming that same single mom scenario, she just really could relate to that audience. And you might say, well, that's not a very big audience. Well, how many houses do you need to sell a year?
Right.
And she targeted in on that. And it's not that she hasn't sold houses to other than single moms, but she focused in on that. And she really attracted that audience. So,
and we have so many different possibilities. I mean, I'm just thinking college. We have, the Coastal Carolina. We have Georgetown right up there in Conway. And why not target that area? If we have professors coming in and out, doctors, nurses, those constantly are changing over. People coming in and doing internships. So that would be a great marketing niche to be in. You mentioned 55 and over. That's great. Also, plus first-time home buyers. I mean, that's a great thing, and it's a great way to start building a website based around that. You can offer so many free tools, and here's a how-to, what you need to know, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and I love them. I mean, those are all great. And another one that I think would be really smart, if somebody said, so much of Myrtle Beach is second home purchases. I know it's well over 50% of all the home purchases that occur here. You could focus and say, hey, I'm the top representative for anybody from the state of New York, because that's where I'm from. I know what it's like to transition from there to here. And so you could even become the person who helps people from a specific geography moving to here, or people who are buying second homes. You could say that is your geography, I guess, or your niche. Yeah. So there's just, I just really think it's a super smart thing to do, to focus and brand yourself, and then it becomes much easier for you to do your marketing, because you're not trying to hit every single conceivable topic. And all your marketing now has a frame of reference, right? So
one of the other big areas of a niche market would be our foreign investors. We're seeing a lot more of them come back into the marketplace here in the beach. So it's a great way for people to start thinking about that if they want to start targeting that segment of the population.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a fun space. I mean, I think this should be one of the fun things that a realtor sits down and just kind of, I don't know, has a glass of wine or a couple glasses of wine and sits back and just kind of goes,
if they need any help with that, I'll be glad to join them.
I mean, I don't know. I just think they need to sit back and just kind of focus in and go, what is it that I want to be known for? What's my passion in real estate? What do I want to do? What am I great at? And where do I resonate the best? And then just start developing a brand around that. And do not fear that will somehow stop somebody from finding you. I mean, if you're knocking it out of the park already, you're probably not listening to this presentation. So if you're struggling to get leads and you're marketing everything, my suggestion is stop doing that and start focusing in on something and start presenting yourself that way. So exactly.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Great tool.
And if not, have a couple extra glasses of wine, you'll feel
better. That works great. But again, if any of the people watching, agents, if they want to just, if you just Google niche marketing of real estate, there's tons of information on the internet about just what we're talking about. So, it's been around for a while. It's nothing new, but it's definitely something that I think more and more realtors should definitely think about if they aren't already doing it. I mean, years ago, farming, a geographic farm was always done by realtors, and I don't see that happening as much anymore. And that's still, I mean, if you want to call that a niche, you could do that as well, the geographic forms. We seem to get away from that. And, you know, again, like we have so many different areas down here of possibilities. It just pick one. And what it should be within your own interest. And, you know, if you're not into golf, then I wouldn't recommend being the golf person because you're not going to have an interest. But if you're a golfer and you're a realtor, I mean, they go hand in hand, you know.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of golf condos on the golf courses and houses and communities that you could have them all on your websites and just get to know some people, visit the communities and get people to know you as the golf specialist. So.
Yeah.
So let's talk about now. Let's talk a little bit about. Okay, so I decided on my niche. What next? What's the next step? And you're the marketing professional, so I'm gonna you know pick your brain here a little bit.
All right. Well,
and I know it's early, but
yeah, it is. It is not too early. I've been up for quite a while, but I mean, there's a lot of choices. Obviously, different ways you can approach this. But I mean, a couple of ideas and that you can start with is. You know, if you pick a niche, I'm just going to grab one. Let's say you decide on, focusing on golf. You're going to be focusing on golf, real estate in the different golf communities here in the Myrtle Beach area. You know, your website, you can start right there. Your branding that you display on all your pages, your header, if you want to call it, etc. I would highly recommend that you put, you know, I'm the golf real estate expert, or whatever the wording is that you're going to use to represent that side of your real estate.
Can I ask a question when you're talking about? I hate to interrupt you. Just was a thought in my mind. For a brand new realtor, do you recommend that their URL for their website be their name and then brand that website to what they're doing so they can always just use their name? Or what do you recommend for that?
Wow, that's it depends. I mean,
I know for myself, I've done my name, but I also buy other Google domains and will then buy them and then have them go to my SueLucas.com page. So there's a redirect. I mean, there's a way to do that, but is their name the way to go? I mean,
I'll answer it this way.
That's what I've always done. I've always just done this way. Whenever I change anything, I don't have to go in and change my website. I just got to go in and change what's on the website. So.
Right. Well, I mean, you could do that. I would tell you if I was a real estate agent, I would pick a niche, and then I would find a domain that represented that niche. Preferably, if I could, I'd find an age domain that was available that represented that niche, that already had some history to it, if possible. If not, then I would find a new domain that represented it. And I have no idea if this one's available. But for example, if Myrtle Beach Golf Real Estate, or if I did a keyword research and I found the various terms that people are searching for that, and I found a domain name that had some of that keyword structure in it, I would pick that. I have no problem representing my name, but I would have my name and me on the site itself, and but I would create my niche, and then I would make my website, both from the keywords and the content, etc., focused around what I'm trying to attract. Very few people care that my name's Pierre Rattini, or care that your name's Sue Lucas.
What?
But they do. I know, I can't believe it. But they do care if you can help them. So if I'm that particular client who's going, man, I want to move to Myrtle Beach, or I want to buy a second home in Myrtle Beach, and I want it to be in a rock star, awesome golf course location. I want to know what my choices are, what the options are, who's the best person for that. They're not looking for Sue Lucas when they're looking for that. They're not looking for me when they're looking for that. They're going to start doing search terms around a golf course real estate, golf course communities, realtors who market, that kind of stuff. And obviously you have to kind of look into it and kind of figure out what your best keywords are for that, so that you can be found. So that's why I suggest building it around that. Now, okay, so, I will say,
so a new realtor should first. Then I'm just trying to keep this in some kind of so if people are taking notes, they can. So a new realtor, existing realtor, the first thing they should do definitely is website. if they don't already have a website, which I know many people still, believe it or not, do not,
Right.
they need a website.
Yes.
And that website should be based around what they are trying to attract.
Right.
So they should kind of rethink where they're going in their business. If they're already in business, maybe this is the time to revamp that, and then come up with that. And you recommend using the Google ad keyword search to find.
I think if you can, you know, there's a lot of domains out there that are now available that have been around for a long time, and for whatever reason somebody let them expire and stuff. So if you can find a good quality, and I'm not going to get into all the detail of that, but a good quality age domain that has some keywords in it that you're trying to niche yourself to, that would be the best place to start, in my opinion. If you can't, I would say it's still better to find a keyword rich domain name and buy that, and build your brand around that. If you already have a website and you've already started with something that isn't that, you can do it another way. You can create a focus on, you know, on your homepage, and maybe on a specific page on your site or your blog, where you're starting to layer in content and link back into that content, creating something we like to call silos, so that you can start branding a particular aspect or section of your website around this niche. Another thing I was just about to mention before you brought this part up, which I think is a great area to focus on. You know, I think, you know, it's hard enough to get a realtor to do one website, but for those that want to take it to the next level, having a website for each niche is not a bad idea if you can do it and afford it, or you've got your own skills to do it. Because
how do you feel about Facebook, having a separate Facebook page for each niche? Is that something that is worth it? Or one page, or
especially for niches, for niches. If you start playing around and doing this and just typing in some keyword terms into Facebook, you'll see occasionally there's a Facebook page that'll show up on the first page. Facebook certainly can show up. It's not indexed in Google like as a SEO scenario, but your Facebook pages can certainly show up in Google. And so can other social channels. So yeah, actually, in fact, one of the strategies that we're considering with one of our clients in real estate is creating multiple Facebook pages for every single one of their high-end rental properties. And then interconnecting each one of them, and then all of those linking back to the parent site. For a whole bunch of reasons. One, because, you know, on vacation, who doesn't want to share their vacation pictures? Give them a place to share their vacation pictures, and we help them kind of share the love of that place. So when other people are looking at it, they can see other families enjoying the experience. So besides the SEO, that's just a great way to use social influence and you know, just kind of social sharing as a way to brand and market yourself. And obviously it'll get shared to their audience as well. So
so for marketing, we have, of course, the website, Facebook pages. How do you feel, what's the data showing as to direct mail, the old fashioned, you know, postcards? I mean, is that something to still consider in target marketing?
Yeah. I mean, yes. Try to say this without, yes, I would say if you know how to do it right, and you're very, very tight in your niche, and you understand how to take advantage of the leads that do come from it. There isn't a piece of marketing out there that I don't think has a benefit, but you have to learn how to do it properly and then learn how to convert it. You know, I can tell you, however unfortunate it is, there's a lot of people who are able to generate a bunch of traffic or a bunch of leads. So even the scenario where somebody doesn't have a website, that's, I think, not good. You better start somewhere. But even those that get a lot of leads and traffic, they don't understand what to do from there. Like, they don't know how to convert that or even nurture that to build it into leads down the way. And, you know, so if you don't know how, find somebody who can, and pay them to take it to the next step and help you do that, and so that you can learn how to do it yourself. But Yeah, I think a website. I think if you have them focus your Facebook page, YouTube videos. If you're somebody who records videos, I think all YouTube videos, the links. I'm sure you've seen videos that have shown up under certain keyword searches.
Here we go again, pumping out the
Well,
video, right?
I will tell you, I have one specific client here in Myrtle Beach. We created. I think how many videos, I think 2 or 3 specific ones that we wanted to show up under very specific keyword searches. And they've been on the first page for 3 years.
Wow.
And now you don't get a million. These aren't like pages. These aren't keyword searches.
These aren't going viral, in other words.
Yeah, no, they're not. These aren't searches that get like 10,000 or 50,000 searches a month. These are searches that are getting 100 to maybe 200 searches a month.
But they're targeted. They're specific for somebody searching that specific.
Absolutely, and I will tell you the video. Well, here, let me just. I think people will remember this. When you do a search, occasionally you'll see a video or 2 or sometimes 3 even that'll show up on the first page of Google, and they're very eye-catching because they're an image. They're a big, and they actually take up more space than even individual pictures sometimes when those used to show up, if you know what I'm referring to.
Right. Yeah.
And they're very attractive, and none of our videos are showing up in the first position. They're showing up anywhere from position, probably, I'm trying to remember, last time I looked a couple weeks ago, I think position 6, 7, and 9 or something like that. So they're not even up at the top, but they all get clicked. And I got to tell you, when somebody does these particular keyword searches, they're getting pretty specific, and therefore they kind of know what they're looking for. And our client in this particular scenario has picked up clients because of that. And again, we're not targeting this massive search niche. We're talking a very specific, tight niche, and those are still huge opportunities in Myrtle Beach. Companies that have been around marketing here in Myrtle Beach forever kind of dominate in certain areas, page after page after page, and you can certainly win those battles, but you got to be prepared to spend some money and kind of go the long haul. But you can still target very specific long tail keyword searches that in often cases are a person who is much closer to going into the buying decision or the selling decision because of the way that search is being done. It's kind of the difference of if you're trying to find and buy something online, and you type in iPhone. You just type in the word iPhone. You might be doing that for any apparent reason possible. But if you type in how much does an iPhone cost, or what is the best deal on an iPhone right now, that gives an indication of somebody who's much more serious about looking to buy an iPhone. Does that make sense? And so that same kind of keyword phrasing in real estate works the same way. If you can find those niches that you want to target into, and then you get on the first page, whether it's your website or whether it's a video. Video is just Google owns video. YouTube's their channel. Plus, YouTube by itself is the second largest search engine on the planet. Google's first, YouTube second. YouTube crushes Bing and Yahoo. If you ever hear somebody saying, "Oh," I'm not saying don't be on those searches, but you'll automatically be there. If you're on Google and you're working to be on Google, your Bing and Yahoo stuff's going to kind of just happen. But YouTube is searched a ton. People go on YouTube and will search. Myrtle Beach homes, Myrtle Beach real estate, Myrtle Beach realtors, on and on and on. If you look there and do those searches, you'll see there are videos that pop right up, and they're there. In my estimation, as Google and everything evolves in Google, obviously there's people in SEO who try to game this. So I think they're always trying to balance people who are cheating the system versus doing it honestly. But nonetheless, I think the ultimate goal is that between your website, a YouTube video, and I haven't even mentioned yet your Google and I'm going old school here, Google plus local, your Google Maps, you know, where you get the 3-packs and stuff like that.
Right.
For those 3 criteria, you could dominate, or you could have 3 positions on the first page of Google if you do those 3 parts well. But if you can only get 1 to start, like you get your video up there on the first page, that's the beginning. If you can then get your Google Maps thing focused on that particular keyword phrase, now you got 2 of those 10 positions. If you get your website up there once as well, now you got 3. You know, it gives you a lot more people clicking and checking you out, and hopefully if you've done your stuff properly on the other end of that, you'll have people calling you or emailing you and asking for more info. Well,
Pierre, believe it or not, we extended our time. We're actually, we didn't announce that, we will be going to a 30-minute due to popular demand of people watching our videos. Feeling like we're running out of time, so this is our first 30 minutes and we're already there. So we're going to cut it there, but I do want to remind everybody, I just put in the chat our links to our Facebook pages. Any questions that you'd like to talk about as far as niche marketing ideas, anything we can help you with, you can check it out there. Also follow us on the MB Buzz Quickfire Fridays. If you just click on the link, if you want to bring up your page real quick, we can show it to where they click on that. You can view all our past ones there. Also, there's a YouTube channel for it as well. So
yeah, let me make sure I'm grabbing the right.
We will be back here next Friday at noon for 30 minutes. And you're going to see that. So the website is MB Buzz, and that's mbuzz.com. And then you click on the link right there. It says QFF. And once you click on that, you get all the information there. So I can't believe 30 minutes is up already, but you know, we're going to keep it to 30. Pierre, I thank you so much again for your time, and wonderful chatting with you. And we'll catch up next Friday.
Absolutely. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad people were requesting us to do a little bit longer. They also said they wanted it just to be a little more relaxed. So hopefully we were more relaxed today, not so quick and serious, I guess. Anyway, it was great chatting with you. Have an awesome weekend. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you at the next Quickfire Friday.
Thanks, Pierre. Bye-bye.
Bye.